Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers hint. Lulu Spencer has been dying to inform Dante Falconeri about his unknown son, ever since she learned about Brooklyn Quartermaine-Chase teen pregnancy and adoption. Nonetheless, everyone she's confided in has turned her down and advised her against it. That is, until she informed Cody Bell of her discoveries, and who she believes Dante's son might be. Lulu told Laura Collins and Carly Spencer about Brooklyn's covert teen adoption, and both women were adamant that she not reveal the information. This secret expose could bring a great deal of anguish and pain, but Lulu is eager to do it. Especially since she believes Giovanni Gio Palmieri is Dante and Brooklyn's long-lost son. Cody was immediately all in on revealing the truth, especially given his own daddy issues in the past and the fact that he'd been lied to for so many years. It's strange that the GH writers opted to include Cody in all of this, but when fans look ahead and speculate about what's to come, it makes sense. Cody's agreement of Lulu revealing this secret has not only given her the motivation she needs to take action, but he will also most likely assist her in gathering the evidence she needs to establish Gio is Dante and Brooklyn's kid. The two discovered some evidence of Joe's parentage, but it is not conclusive. During the Monday, May 19th episode, Lulu received a picture of Joe's mother, Carmela, who claimed to be pregnant with her son while on tour. One of her former bandmates not only emailed Lulu a photo proving that Carmela was not pregnant at the time she claimed to be, but also informed her that she abruptly departed the tour in late May. Fans know Joe's birthday is May 15th, but Gio believes it is June 4th. Regardless, a snapshot of a lady who is not pregnant does not definitely connect Gio to Dante and Brooklyn. It's just a matter of time before Cody or Lulu understand that, rather than wasting time looking for information from other sources, the evidence they need to show Gio as Dante's kid is right in front of them. To have conclusive evidence, the two just need to collect some samples and run a DNA test. Cody may have come up with this, considering he and Max Scorpio recently completed this test. Lulu could easily acquire the Falconeri DNA sample by grabbing a piece of hair or a toothbrush from either Dante or her own son, Rocco Falconeri. Cody's involvement implies he'll be in charge of Joe's sample, which should be quite simple given that they both live on the Quartermaine estate. According to GH teasers, fans may believe they are on the verge of discovering Joe's secret. Thus Lulu and Cody will most likely put this plan into action very soon. Things in Port Charles can take a long time at times, but they can also happen quickly. It may only be a matter of time before Lulu and Cody have the DNA samples they require, and they might surreptitiously go to the lab and request that a test be done ASAP. General Hospital spoilers suggest that the metaphorical poop will hit the fan soon when it comes to Gio, and it appears like Lulu and Cody will be the ones to bring this 20-plus year secret to light. Laura Wright from General Hospital released a stunning reel on social media this week. It was so wonderful that some ABC viewers said it symbolized pure love. Read on for more information and photographs. The Pure Love Reel. Fans of daytime dramas enjoy learning more about the real people behind the performers' faces. Laura Wright is popular off-screen because she frequently publishes on Instagram. This week, she took to her stories to post a very nice video. It was about a rescued puppy. The post came from @adopting0gs. It was also shared on TikTok, and you can see the adorable video lower down in this article. Fans are aware that the GH star and Wes Ramsey have a puppy named Kimba. They welcomed the pooch in December 2020. The clip depicted a dog about to be adopted from a shelter. As the card was taken to indicate that the dog had been adopted, the voiceover informed Mako that her time had come for a new home. Fans responded positively, with one commenting on the reel, "I love these posts. Pure love and happiness. Congrats, Mako." More responses from fans. Aside from the pure love comment, Laura Wright made a lot of other people happy by sharing her tale. Here are some more reactions from folks who saw the reel. Mako is eager to begin a new life. Mako can sense the thrill. Beautiful ears. Red heart. Let us go ahead and do this. Look closely and you'll notice his small eyes sparkle. Ah, Mako the beautiful mollygator has been adopted. Yeah, Mako is going to have a forever family. Oh, such a sweet and joyous dance. Many admirers remarked that the dog appeared to recognize that something exceptional was happening. It appears that the puppy understood every word. Maybe it was the excitement in the voice. One thing is certain. Everyone seemed delighted that a dog has found a new home. Doing good things. The celebs appear to be a pleasant group of folks. They encourage each other on social media, and Maurice Benard frequently features his co-stars on his podcast. If he, Finola, and Laura continue to post, they will undoubtedly become the daytime drama's most popular stars. While Laura and her family did not acquire Mako the adorable dog, it is extremely nice that she shared it with her many ABC followers. Shelters may benefit greatly from this type of campaign, as so many pets are never rehomed. Lulu Spencer had always been a woman of action, but this was something altogether different. The idea had struck her in the middle of the night, as a desperate, half-formed concept that had grown into a full-fledged plan by dawn. Gio was Dante's son. She was certain of it. The way he carried himself, the defiant tilt of his chin, even the way he argued, it all felt too familiar. But without proof, her suspicions were meaningless. And Dante? He would never believe her without clear evidence. That's where Cody Bell stepped in. Cody had always been a wild card, unexpected yet dependable when it mattered. Lulu approached him with her theory, and he did not scoff or dismiss her. Instead, he leaned back in his chair, arms folded, and murmured, "All right, Spence. What's the game?" The play turned out to be shaky at best. They wanted DNA, something irrefutable that could connect Gio to Dante. But Dante would never gladly submit to a paternity test, especially since he was convinced Gio was not his. And Gio? He was too arrogant and guarded to accept something like that without a battle. That left Lulu and Cody with only one option: obtain the DNA without either of them knowing. The first step was to obtain anything of Joe's, something containing his DNA. A used glass, toothbrush, or even a toss napkin will suffice. Lulu had attempted to remain calm, inviting Gio to coffee at Kelly's and carefully observing him take a sip from his cup. But before she could grab it, he'd taken it with him and tossed it in the trash before leaving. Cody had better luck. He had bumped into Gio at the gym and offered him a glass of water after a particularly strenuous session. Gio, unaware, had taken it, chugged half, and then left it behind when he went to shower. Cody had scooped it up triumphantly, but their celebration was brief. They still needed Dante's DNA to compare it against. That bit was difficult. Dante was a detective, trained to discern when anything was wrong. Brooke Lynn and Jason appeared soon after. Brooke Lynn wanted to discuss about Gio without Dante present, but she didn't realize Gio was listening. "Joe's been beating himself up over it," Brooke Lynn said of the event on the beach. "So has Danny," Jason added. "Can we all just move on?" Brooke Lynn implored. Tracy finally spoke up. "Is anyone surprised that two adolescent males sneaked out to a party and got drunk? Isn't this a rite of passage?" she inquired. "Nearly dying of alcohol poisoning is not a rite of passage," Ned pointed out. When Olivia asked Jason if Danny was being punished, Jason informed her that Danny was aware of the situation. Brooke Lynn and Lois returned to defending Gio, who had finally emerged from hiding. "I just want to say how sorry I am. I totally messed up. I used extremely poor judgment and Rocco almost paid the price. I can't change what happened, but I'm going to work extremely hard to regain your trust," he remarked before leaving the room. Lois accompanied him into the foyer, where Gio urged Lois and Brooke Lynn to stop making excuses for him. He thanked Lois for caring for him after his mother died, saying, "But thanks to you and Uncle Sonny, I am no longer that little orphan. I have a wonderful life. I go to college. I study and perform music because of you. I can stand on my own now," Gio said with a smile. Gio remarked that Lois and Gloria had always defended him when he was younger, but he didn't need that anymore. Back in the living room, Ned praised Gio for admitting his error, and Jason walked away. Brooke Lynn was concerned that she had exacerbated Joe's situation. "I just wanted him to feel comfortable in his own home," Brooke Lynn stated. Dante discovered a hungry Sasha chowing down on baked goods, in her usual spot in the Q kitchen. They made some small talk about Rocco, with Sasha pointing out that both Rocco and Danny were good kids. "I don't want you to think that Danny isn't taking what happened to Rocco seriously, because he is," she said. "Don't get me wrong, I love Danny. I just believe he's a little too much like Jason for his own good," Dante lamented. Sasha tried to defend Jason, but Dante wasn't sold. Look, Jason loves his kids. He's just not much help in disciplining them. Danny needs boundaries, and with Sam gone, it doesn't appear that he is getting many of them, he stated. When Jason walked in, Dante went out, and Jason congratulated Sasha for standing up for Danny. A process server soon arrived, and Sasha was surprised to learn she was being called to testify at Willow and Michael's custody hearing. Do you think Willow knows Michael is the baby's father? Jason told Sasha that Willow couldn't have known. Dante was astonished to see everybody gathering in the living room, and Olivia informed him that everyone, including herself, thought Dante was being too harsh on Gio. Despite this, Dante claimed that Gio needed some tough love to get on track. Gio heard Dante's voice in the foyer and told Lois that he was certain Dante was still trashing him. I'll just stay out of his path from now on. There's no reason why we should be friends, Gio remarked. Olivia then emerged and told Gio how pleased she was of him for confessing guilt. Lulu and Cody made their way back to the stables with Lulu's trusty laptop. Cody reiterated that he didn't believe Brooklyn realized Gio could be her son. Lulu was convinced that Brooklyn only wanted to seduce Dante all those years ago so they could meet and she could tell him they had a son. Lulu did some more research and found that Camilla was touring in New Zealand when Gio was allegedly born in Los Angeles. She planned to find the other musicians who traveled with Camilla and question them. She left voicemails with them and was pleased when a woman named Margaret called back. Margaret informed Lulu that Camilla abruptly ended their 2003 tour, and that she was not expecting a child. Drew attempted to dismiss Curtis' charges in his office, saying, "Blackmail. That's such an ugly word," he continued. "I'm surprised Portia even mentioned it to you. Because someone had to have done something wrong to be blackmailed. Illegal even. Something that could revoke a doctor's medical license. And that's only the beginning," he continued in his customary sadistic tone. Drew went on, "Suppose, hypothetically, that a husband discovered that his doctor wife tampered with a patient's test results, intending to keep that patient wrongfully imprisoned. You would have a moral obligation to do something, right?" Drew inquired, unaware that Curtis already knew Portia had tampered with Heather's results. Curtis became enraged when Drew mentioned how upset a certain doctor's daughter would be if she knew what her mother did, and Drew went on to threaten the hospital, all hypothetically of course. Curtis told Drew that his hypothetical blackmail was pointless, because nothing could undo the damage Drew's body shop photos had caused. "I've got the situation completely under control," Drew said, before issuing the same demands to Curtis that he'd given to Portia. Drew didn't realize that Curtis had recorded their entire conversation, which Curtis listened to after Drew left. Drew called Mac and told him who had drugged him. According to General Hospital teasers, Liesl Obrecht may make a surprise return to Port Charles. The 2025 Nurses Ball begins on Tuesday, May 20th, and the following days will be full with fun and engaging talent performances, as well as plenty of drama. The promo film for the week of May 19th to 23rd promises a mysterious character who crashes the large party, prompting GH fans worldwide to speculate on who the person could be. Obrecht hasn't been in town in quite some time. After donating bone marrow to save her newly discovered grandniece, Willow Tate Corinthos, she seemed to disappear off the painting. While she returned to town later in 2023, she quickly left again and has since vanished. Having said that, the former villain-turned-heroine was a popular favorite, and viewers would miss her tremendously. Kathleen Gotti, the actress who plays the Doctor, has been busy with other projects since her appearance on GH, but that doesn't mean she wouldn't or couldn't return for another brief visit to update fans and loved ones on what the good doctor has been up to. Furthermore, Obrecht has already attended other nurses' balls, thus it is not unreasonable to believe that Lucy Coe would go to great lengths to encourage her to perform at the ball. Consider this. Coe might introduce the following act as a mystery performance, while the event was in full swing, just to reveal Liesl. Liesl enjoys singing and supporting the cause, therefore she would gladly agree to stop into Port Charles to see loved ones and perform at the event. After all, Obrecht has many links to the small town. Many people would be overjoyed to see Obrecht, from Willow, who may need to talk to her aunt and the lady who saved her life, to Nina Reeves, who might use a friend and some counsel from Liesl right now, and her grandson James West. GH teasers remind fans that, as a doctor, Does Liesl have any advice or insight into Michael Corinthos' condition for Willow or Carly Spencer? Did she formerly work for a burn clinic in Germany and have contact information for either lady? However, given Nina's chaotic situation, could Liesl offer her any advice? According to General Hospital teasers, Jocelyn Jacks will have 3 unforgettable moments between May 19th and May 23rd. When the drama heats up, GH fans can expect a fiery Willow Corinthos face-off, among other things. Jocelyn has a lot on her plate because she is carrying out a top-secret mission for the WSB. Jocelyn has struggled to disrupt Emma Scorpio Drake's plans and deal with her rage, but she knows it's all for the greater good. However, Jocelyn will also address certain familial concerns in upcoming episodes. That will complicate Jocelyn's already chaotic existence, so let's talk about some must-see events in the next week. 1. Jocelyn is caught up in Nina and Carly's argument. On May 19th, Carly Spencer will have a heated argument with Nina Reeves about Michael Corinthos and Willow Corinthos' custody battle. That will result in Nina slapping Carly, who may easily slap Nina back given the circumstances. Regardless, Jocelyn is going to pay Carly a visit, so she'll most likely walk into tremendous pandemonium. Jocelyn may catch a glimpse of the conflict before Nina takes off. Carly will soon make Jocelyn her confidant, and she will tell her how she unwittingly caused a court mess for Michael, and how she intends to put things right. 2. Jocelyn and Willow's showdown. Jocelyn and Willow also have a showdown coming up on May 21st, which will provide some interesting scenes. Willow and Jocelyn will collide during the nurses' ball, and their hatred will become part of the mayhem that fans expect from this event. Jocelyn will undoubtedly be Team Michael, and will make that apparent to Willow. Some strong words may be spoken, so be prepared to hear some insults and accusations. 3. Jocelyn's Vaughn link becomes complex. Jocelyn will also face challenges as a result of her link to Vaughn, her WSB handler. Carly may notice Jocelyn in a hushed talk with Vaughn, and think they are suspiciously close. Whatever the case, Carly will be eager to meet Vaughn, so they will make introductions on May 22nd. You can bet Carly will have a lot of questions regarding the new guy in Jocelyn's life, so Joss will need to navigate this as best she can. According to General Hospital spoilers, Jocelyn will need to make some strategy revisions along the way, and hope she does not blow her cover, so we will keep you updated on her intentions. Jocelyn's path has been filled with emotional highs, dramatic confrontations, and remarkable moments that have captivated viewers. 3 memorable scenes highlight her character's perseverance, fragility, and strength. One of the most compelling scenes is her strong confrontation with Willow, which not only demonstrates her determination, but also deepens the intricacies of their delicate relationship. Beyond that spectacular encounter, Jocelyn's journey has been punctuated by key moments that illustrate her maturation, heartache, and unwavering spirit. The confrontation between Jocelyn and Willow was a masterclass in tension and genuine emotion. From the time they stood toe-to-toe, the air was thick with unresolved past and smoldering animosity. Willow, who is normally controlled and strategic, was challenged by Jocelyn's furious rebellion. The language was harsh, with each phrase piercing deeper than the last, revealing old wounds and new betrayals. What made this confrontation memorable was not only the passionate argument, but also the underlying pain that motivated both individuals. Jocelyn, who was often underestimated, proved she could stand up to one of her life's most fearsome people. The scenario was more than just a battle of words. It was a watershed moment, pushing both ladies to face truths they had long avoided. However, the Willow confrontation was just one of many scenes that cemented Jocelyn's status as a fan favorite. Another pivotal episode involved her agonizing decision to leave a poisonous relationship, despite the love she still felt. This incident demonstrated Jocelyn's maturation. She was no longer the naive girl who would trade her self-worth for affection. The calm strength she demonstrated as she made her decision struck a chord with many viewers, who saw reflections of their own hardships in her path. The genuine passion in her performance, with her shaking voice covering steely resolve, made it one of the most moving passages in her story. Then there was the moment Jocelyn stood up to a longtime bully, refusing to be the victim. She had been subjected to snarky remarks, manipulation, and blatant brutality for years, until something finally snapped. The clash was therapeutic not only for her, but also for the crowd, who had hoped she'd find her voice. The way she deconstructed her opponent's arguments with precision and grace was a watershed moment, demonstrating that power isn't only about loud declarations. It can also be found in the quiet assurance of understanding your own worth. Beyond the clashes, Jocelyn's softer moments had a lasting influence. A particularly moving scenario was her reunion with an estranged family member, in which years of hurt gave way to tentative forgiveness. The vulnerability she displayed, the way her guard eventually relaxed as tears streamed down her cheeks, served as a reminder that underlying her fierce demeanor was a girl who simply wanted to be loved. The scripting in this sequence was subtle but effective, allowing the actors to convey a lot with just a gaze or a cautious touch. Another remarkable experience was Jocelyn's great victory, following a lengthy personal struggle. Whether it was finally reaching a career milestone, sticking up for a friend, or just choosing happiness over bitterness, these victories were gained with blood, sweat, and tears. The result was much sweeter since fans had watched every setback and moment of doubt, making her victory feel personal. Of course, no list of Jocelyn's most memorable experiences would be complete without noting her surprising union with a former adversary. The chemistry between the two characters was palpable, with their interaction changing from animosity to grudging respect, and then to genuine friendship. The writing deftly weaved their relationships, making every caustic remark or begrudging smile feel justified. By the time they fought side by side, the audience was completely immersed in their collaboration. Jocelyn's sense of humor showed through in several situations, adding much-needed lightness to the tension. Whether it was a perfectly timed critical remark or an unintentionally cute moment of awkwardness, these bursts of lightness made her even more accessible. Comedy is typically more difficult to pull off than drama, yet these scenes were masterfully handled, demonstrating her character flexibility. One of the most underappreciated aspects of Jocelyn's journey was her devotion to those she adored. In a world full of betrayals, her steadfast devotion for her friends, even when it came at a cost, was a welcome constant. A particularly moving scenario was her silent vigil by a loved one's hospital bed, when she refused to go despite being told she couldn't do anything more. The calm anguish in her eyes was louder than any monologue. Then there was the time when she was forced to make an impossible decision, one with no clear right answer. The sorrow of her decision, the weight of duty on her shoulders, was evident. What made this scenario so interesting was that it wasn't about good versus evil, but rather two faulty choices with disastrous implications either way. Jocelyn's agony was written and portrayed with such honesty that viewers debated her decision long after the program had ended. Her love relationships also produced some of her most memorable scenes. From the exhilarating highs of new love to the crushing lows of loss, each relationship impacted her in unique ways. One notable moment was when she finally expressed her feelings after years of denial, erupting in a flood of emotion. The emotion in that passage was breathtaking, a rare unguarded moment for a character who was usually hidden behind sarcasm or confidence. Perhaps the most powerful component of Jocelyn's narrative was her perseverance. No matter how many times life knocked her down, she always found a way to get back up, beaten and changed but never broken. A particularly moving scenario was her calm introspection after a significant loss, in which she sat in solitude, absorbing the anguish before steeling herself to continue on. In these quieter moments, her true strength shined through. Jocelyn's path has been an emotional roller coaster, yet through it all, she has remained a figure worth pulling for. Whether she was fighting Willow, fighting for her happiness, or simply surviving in a world that appeared intent on breaking her, her narrative resonated because it felt authentic. Her successes were hard-earned, her pain was intense, and her progress was evident. These three standout scenes, among many others, confirmed her as one of the most captivating characters in recent memory. Nina entered Carly's living room and explained that she was present with Willow when she was presented with the custody papers. Carly acknowledged that she had requested Diane to request a court date. Nina assumed that meant Michael would be returning home. Carly told her he wasn't, but she refused to change the court date. "Nina, wake up. Willow is never going to leave Drew, so I need to protect my grandchildren," she stated. "Well, they're my grandchildren too, and you're not doing this," she said. Nina tried to reason with Carly in the same way that Sunny did with Willow, but Carly didn't listen. Willow is never going to see who Drew really is. Hell, she walked in on Drew in bed with a sex worker, And she's still standing by her man, Carly pointed out. You have had enough time. I have to do something besides wait to protect my grandchildren, and I don't regret it for a second, she told me. Nina realized that Carly had requested this court date weeks before, breaking their agreement. Nina was outraged and Carly merely smirked. You have been going behind my back this entire time? You lied to my face, Nina demanded. I never made any promises. And you're the one lying to your daughter, pretending to be okay with her disgusting relationship with Drew, Carly informed me. The two women went back and forth swapping allegations. I want what's best for my daughter, which makes me no different from any other mother out there, Nina told me. Carly then became enraged, telling Nina, this just proves what I already knew. You're not a mother and you never will be. Nina defended herself, but Carly encouraged her to act like a mother, stop treating Willow like a friend, and express her feelings about Drew. Is your relationship that fragile? What the hell are you afraid of? She asked. Of losing Willow permanently. I already lost Nellie. I am not losing Willow, Nina said me. Carly played the mother card again. That's what a good mother does. They sacrifice their own happiness for the good of their child, Carly stated, oblivious to the fact that she hasn't always done so. Nina also brought it to our attention. You do whatever you want no matter who gets injured. As their shouting confrontation continued, Carly reminisced about Sonny's days as a flannel shirt bartender. This coming from the woman who kept Sonny in Nixon Falls for months away from his family, Carly exclaimed. She had a difficult childhood, but thank God you did not raise her, or she would be an even worse mother than she is today. Nina was enraged as she listened to Carly yammer on about Willow's delusions. She doesn't deserve those kids and she doesn't deserve to be a mother, Carly yelled, which prompted Nina to let loose and clock Carly across the face. Carly slapped her right back, resulting in the two women rolling around on the floor and the couch like Alexis and Crystal Carrington. You sanctimonious bitch. Nina screamed before reaching for a ceramic knick-knack. Jocelyn unexpectedly emerged and pulled Nina off her mother. Nina recovered herself and started to walk out, but got in the last word. You made a major mistake because there's no way I'm going to let you take Willow's children away from her. After Nina had left, Carly explained what had happened to Jocelyn, who thought it was strange that Carly had scheduled a custody hearing without informing Michael. Jocelyn became the voice of reason and handed Carly her phone saying, You need to tell Michael and tell him about the hearing, to which Carly refused. At the nurses' ball rehearsal hall, Sonny continued to try to reason with Willow, who claimed she didn't want her children to grow up torn between both parents, but Michael and Carly seem to want to take my kids from me. Sonny agreed that Carly never should have interfered and requested a custody date, and he asked Willow to request a postponement. Willow refused, saying she was tired of the custody issue hanging over her head and wanted it to be finished. I really think you should wait for Michael to get home and find a compromise. Sonny proposed something you could both live with. Willow protested that Michael wanted complete custody. No, he doesn't. He told me that himself, Sonny stated, surprised Willow. I had a long conversation with Michael the night he was burned before the accident. He informed me outright that he requested complete custody as a negotiating strategy. I know if he hadn't been hurt that night, you two would have reached an agreement on joint custody, Sonny explained. Willow was stunned by this news, but she felt something had changed since she thought Michael refused to see her when she flew to Germany. That's confusing because that doesn't seem like Michael at all, Sonny said. Call for a postponement until Michael returns home, and he can speak for himself. What say you? Willow was about to agree to Sonny's request when Nina walked into the room. Willow saw the bruise on Nina's face and was stunned to hear that Carly had hit her mother. Carly is completely irrational, Nina made sure to tell Sonny. Willow turned to Sonny and told him that Carly would not allow a compromise, so she wasn't going to postpone their date. After Willow stormed out, a quiet Sonny approached his ex-wife. I came this close to convincing her to postpone the hearing, he remarked, but Nina wasn't so quiet and calm. Sonny, your ex is a lunatic bitch. Carly went too far this time, Nina screamed. Sonny disagreed. You're the one who just got Willow's kids taken from her, Sonny remarked. Tracy's grouchy demeanor perplexed Ned and Olivia when they gathered in the Q living room at Brooke Lynn's request. When they asked Lois what was going on, she replied, "I don't know." Lois shrugged.